Hey guys, welcome back to another game of Agricola, this time playing with Jonap, V, and Field Watchman, EIKWF G456. In this opening pack, there's a couple different interesting options. Lady in Waiting is obviously a great card, and Head of the Family is also pretty good. Lady of the Waiting becomes a little bit less appetizing in the Head of the Family game because Head of the Family relieves pressure on the Family Grow queue. Other cards that are interesting in this pack are Treasure Hunter. Treasure Hunter is just pretty good. It's 5 building resources with some flexibility. Sometimes you can leave building resources for points. Just a powerful card. Stockman is also pretty strong. A lot of cards in G4, 5, and 6 care about stables. There's also a combo here of Stockman and Studmaster that allows you to get some breeding pairs of cows and boar really early, which is honestly pretty powerful. It requires a little bit more work than just building 4 stables and then playing Studmaster, because you can't hold all of these animals on 3 stables, so you would have to either have some fences or some other way to hold animals, like a paleontologist or something. But it is a pretty tempting combo. Stockman's a pretty powerful card. Is it more powerful than Lady of the Waiting, or Lady in Waiting and Head of the Family, is the question. And I think the answer is no. Yet, like I said, this not having enough room to hold all of these animals makes this combo, I think, not particularly strong. The idea that you would have to build 4 stables early and have fences just to hold the animals, I mean, that somewhat defeats the point of building the stables in the first place. At least building the stables that early. So this doesn't seem like a powerful enough combo to warrant taking over such strong cards as these. If there were more middling cards in this pack, I would probably take Stockman, though. Yeah, the question is, do I want Lady in Waiting or Head of the Family? I think one of them is the pick over Treasure Hunter, although Treasure Hunter is good. Hello, Asmododo. I don't know. This is a hard pick. I think I'll just go for Head of the Family. Head of the Family is a very powerful card and gives you a lot of personal flexibility in terms of the Family Grow queue. Both Lady in Waiting and Head of the Family are great if Family Grow flips in 7. Head of the Family is probably a little bit better. So, yeah, I'll just go with Head of the Family. It's a very safe pick. Well, Acquire is great, but it's not particularly great with Head of the Family. That's a bit tricky. One thing that Acquire allows is Acquire allows us to stay on 2 rooms for a bit, and then we can start growing very quickly once we decide to give up on Acquire. Cat Lover is obviously a great card. Cat Lover would have been nice with the Stockman combo. Cat Lover wheeling Studmaster would also be nice. I do love Cat Lover, but Acquire is just such a powerful card. And if we could wheel something like Cat Lover, Acquire would be incredible. Stone Baron is a card to keep in mind, especially in Head of the Family games where point ceiling might be important. We definitely want to focus on getting to stone. But yeah, I think we just have to take Acquire here. Cat Lover probably won't wheel, although this pack is powerful enough that Cat Lover could wheel, but the fact that we passed Stockman Stud Lover makes me think that Cat Lover probably won't wheel. Whoever takes one of those cards, probably Stockman, I imagine will take the Cat Lover, but you never know for sure in Agricola. A lot of the time weird cards wheel that you weren't expecting. Out of this pack, if we don't wheel Cat Lover or like Stone Baron or Hedgekeeper. Hedgekeeper Farmer is also a combo. I didn't comment on it, but I think Acquire is just stronger. But I mean, Hedgekeeper Farmer is very powerful because basically it makes fencing a 3 wood and animal action. It's like 3 wood and a cow most of the time, which is obviously great. And it's even better than that because, like, getting the tempo on the fences it is powerful, but Acquire is just so strong. Well, there's a couple options here. Gardener's Wife is just good with Head of the Family because we're guaranteed going to be growing 3 times, so it's guaranteed 3 vegetables. Politician is a good card. Herdsman, I don't like day labor cards in general, but with Acquire, we're going to be buying a cooking hearth very early, so Herdsman does give us kind of a guaranteed 5 food spot, which can be important in Head of the Family games. A lot of the time, feeding can get kind of tight in Head of the Family games where, like, Family Grow flips around 5 and tons of people are growing. Veggie Lover increases point ceiling, but yeah, I think the most powerful cards here are just Politician, Gardener's Wife. We really don't have a setup for Veggie Lover right now, so, like, we could take Veggie Lover and wheel Green Grocer, but I don't know if that's necessarily powerful enough. Maybe it's okay. In general, I'm really not a fan of Green Grocer, but the main reason I'm not a fan of Green Grocer is it generally requires you to buy both, like, an oven and a cooking hearth to be most effective. Or, well, basically it requires you to have something to do with both grain and veggies. So unless you have something like Rum Distillery or Costermongers, a lot of the time you're going to need to buy both an oven and a cooking hearth for it to be effective, which just isn't very efficient. But we're guaranteed to buy a cooking hearth with Acquire. It's like super locked that we're buying a cooking hearth if we play Acquire. So, yeah, I mean, we would need to use something like Rum Distillery for Green Grocer to be super effective because, like, playing Green Grocer and Veggie Lover just to get kind of a mediocre feeding engine when we already have Acquire and a cooking hearth is probably not worth it. So I'll just take Gardener's Wife here. Politician is also good, though. That is a very late visiting quarryman. Visionary is good for, well, it's sort of good for whoever takes the cat lover. It's a bit complicated because the cat lover means you might not, like, the visionary means you might not be able to grow sort of early. But yeah, I mean, being able to get 2 breeding pair of boar before the first harvest is obviously great for cat lover. If you, like, fence 7 early, or you probably want to fence like 9 so you can hold 2 breeding pair. But if you can, like, fence 9, take 2 boar with visionary, and then take 2 or 3 sheep somewhere, that sets up a very strong cat lover. But visiting quarryman is incredible. Wow. Well, the fact that Stockman Studmaster came back makes me think that cat lover might wheel, which is super interesting for us. Stockman and Studmaster are both somewhat interesting with Acquirer because we can get cows really early. Yes, and I agree, cat lover often grows last, but if somebody does something funky, it can mess with your cat lover game because a lot of the time you want to grow a lot in a cat lover game. So, like, if you play, like, a 3-room house with Visionary, it's not the end of the world to grow an 11. But if somebody's doing some weird, like, lighthouse or stone house builder or something strats, or Mason's Apprentice, I mean, not stone house builder, so something that's weird and grows super late, like, if you were building a 5-room house and can't grow until, like, round 10 in a round 5 family grow game, you can get pretty messed up. But a lot of the time it's not going to matter, I agree. I think we should probably take Treasure Hunter or Stockman here. They're just the highest power cards, and they're both great. We didn't see anything that really cares about stables in this draft. No, like, stable architect or anything, but Stockman's still just a very good card. We also saw Hedgekeeper. Yeah, there was a handmade lumen. I didn't mention it because it doesn't really. It's not great with Head of the Family, but it would have been good with Stockman. But I wasn't at all expecting Stockman to wheel. I guess it's good with Acquire too. I didn't think about that. Um, so there's a couple things going on. Like, I think in general I prefer Stockman to Treasure Hunter, but Head of the Family reduces or increases the need for wood in the game a lot of the time because there's more actions. But we saw Hedgekeeper, and Hedgekeeper decreases the need for wood a lot of the time. So those kind of balance out a little bit. I think I'm just going to go with Treasure Hunter. Like I said, we didn't really see anything that would necessarily encourage us to build stables. So taking Stockman is a little bit risky, whereas Treasure Hunter uh, it is just like always going to be playable and good. Um, yeah, I mean, it depends on the game. I said, well, we got Cat Lover back, which is awesome. That I guess I could have took Studmaster or Stockman because I did think there was a good chance Cat Lover wheeled, so maybe that was a consideration. But yeah, I mean, building 4 stables early is very difficult, and yeah, I wasn't really considering Studmaster there, but maybe I should have. I don't know. Definitely Cat Lover is the take here, but yeah, we'll have to see. I think Veggie Lover's probably the pick here just as a way to increase our point cap. I really don't think football player is very good. Yeah, Lumen, playing Acquire with Head of the Family is going to be really complicated, but Cat Lover makes it a lot better. Cat Lover means we can just wait a while, acquire a ton, and then do like a triple build in round 8 or 9, hopefully, and then just grow 3 times in a row. So I think it will work out, but our acquire will not be useful in the late game. But I find it super likely that we'll do like a triple build in one of these rounds and then triple grow. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Veggie Lover with our setup. Gardener's Wife makes it okay, but I just don't think football player is very good at all. Well, this pack is very strong for us. Granary with Gardener's Wife and Veggie Lover is just very good. Whistle is great with Cat Lover, although getting the stable is probably not going to be possible, so maybe not. Animal Trap is great. Flower Pots is just a fine card, but I think Swan Lake has to be the pick here. 5 food and 2 points is great, and there's a good chance we will play 4 Ox relatively early. Like, Visiting Quarryman can come out early. Acquire will definitely come out early. Treasure Hunter will come out. Yeah, we're definitely playing like 6 Ox this game. The only one that we might not play is Veggie Lover, so Swan Lake is definitely the pick. Like I said, Granary would be a fine wheel. Birthwell is something to watch out for. One thing I didn't mention is Birthwell being in the draft makes Animal Trap a lot worse, and vice versa, because there's going to be a lot of competition for well. Birthwell does return the well, so like even if you took Animal Trap and somebody else plays Birthwell, you could still buy the well and play Animal Trap. But I don't really want to mess with that when we're gonna be focusing on taking wood defense early. So um this pack is interesting. Barbershop and Honeymoon both help with what's it called? Um point cap issues that we might have a lot. Um That's an interesting draft sid. I definitely think I take Educator with Bookshelf, although it's a bit complicated in Meeple League because obviously Educator is way worse in draft 7, but I mean still, Educator Bookshelf is such an amazing combo. Um, back to this pack. Honeymoon and Barbershop both help with our point cap problems, like I said. I think Honeymoon would probably be better than Barbershop just because we want to fence early, so spending 3 wood relatively early is going to be difficult. Any wood that we're not using to fence early, we want to use for room, so I just don't think Barbershop is possible. But I think the pick here is actually Planter Box. Planter Box is super awesome with Veggie Lover, and we will probably have a 5-room house, which means... well, actually, I don't know if 5-room house is even optimal with Planter Box. Generally, you want a 4-room house so you can build and plow around it like this. But, yeah, I mean, Planter Box is just so strong with, what's it called? Veggie Lover. Slapdash is also great. Wild Fruit is great. Runestone is decent. But, yeah, Planter Box is the pick here. And I hope we wheel Honeymoon. I'm a big fan of Honeymoon as a card. I do really like Pastureland, but I think we have to go with Borrowed Plow. One of the things we don't really have this game is any mechanism to plow. We're not going to be able to plow early because we have much more important things to focus on, and plowing late is going to be highly contested. I do really like Pastureland, especially with building a bunch of rooms late. For example, if we do the triple build in round 8 or 9, there's a strong possibility that other people might not be set up to family grow in some of these rounds. So if we just put the animal on family grow, we get a free animal. But yeah, I think having a mechanism to plow is just too important in this game because it's really the one thing we're lacking. Well, I think the pick here is Baby Sling. Baby Sling is just great. It allows us to family grow twice in a row when we so when we do our first grow. Like I said, we're probably doing a big build, and since we have Head of the Family, Baby Sling is going to allow us to grow twice in the same round. Since we can't get blocked, we can family grow, Baby Sling, and then even if somebody else family grows, we can use Head of the Family to go back to the same spot. So I think Baby Sling just has to be the pick here. Stonehouse Reconstruction is actually interesting, but because we saw Stone Baron, so getting to a stone house could be pretty important. And if Reno gets tight, Stonehouse Reconstruction could be important. But I think Baby Sling just has to be the pick. Yeah, Lumen. Head of the Family. There's a good chance Head of the Family doesn't get played, but it is a nice out to have if we have to play it. If there ends up being a lot of pressure on Family Grow, like if it's a round 7 Family Grow game, Head of the Family is always nice to have. One thing that I didn't point out in the draft before is, so we saw the combo of Hedgemaster and Farmer, which both are fencing combo cards, and neither of them wheeled, so they didn't go to the same person, which is nice for us. Granary came back. I think it has to be the pick here. It's going to be a bit tricky to get it up, but even if we only get 2 rain from it, that's pretty powerful for us because we really want grain with Veggie Lover, and we don't really have any way to get grain other than Granary right now. Flower Pots is less important than Granary when we have Gardener's Wife, and like I said before, Whistle, since we're building rooms relatively late, most likely, it's probably just not super useful. Building stables isn't great for us necessarily, and it wouldn't be triggering until the round 9 harvest at the earliest. Also, we probably want to fence our stables to hold more animals if we do build the stable at all. Sure, I can use Visiting Quarryman for the Cooking Hearth clay, Sid. Ideally, I'll be using Visiting Quarryman for a 4 clay grab for Cooking Hearth if I get the chance, but if it doesn't pan out that way, using Visiting Quarryman for Granary clay is also perfectly acceptable. I'm surprised Barbershop came back. It's a pretty high power card. So we didn't see the fruit card, the grain and veggie point card that gives you 3 food. But I don't remember what else didn't come back. Oh, Slapdash. Oh, Marcia, I thought it was like a 3.5 power card, but I guess I'm wrong in that. Honeymoon's the pick here, though. Runestone's a bit interesting with Veggie Lover, but I don't think we're going to get our plows early enough for that to be the case. We're probably just going to be relying on Borrowed Plow in one of these rounds for plows. So, like, getting fields sown by around 10 and 12 is going to be very difficult for us, so I think Honeymoon is an easy pick. Brazier is a bit interesting, honestly, with what's it called? Acquire. Obviously, we want the Cooking Hearth, but if it turns out being a little bit awkward to do that, Brazier could be playable, at least to get us through the first harvest without a Cooking Hearth. For example, if Major Minor flips in round 4, it's going to be hard for us to get the Cooking Hearth, especially if sheep flip somewhat early. So playing Brazier can get us through the first harvest with Acquire, but yeah, I don't know. Apple Tree isn't very interesting with Veggie Lover. We probably want all of our plowed fields empty, but I mean, Necklace isn't great. I don't know. Maybe Necklace gets us a little bit of food. I'm not super excited about any of these cards. I just don't think we can take Apple Tree. I think having our fields is way too important. So it's like it's a stone for maybe a couple food from Necklace more important than Brazier. Maybe. I'll try it. A little extra passive food can be okay, and a wood and a clay for a point is definitely not a good deal. We're going third, and Major Minor flipped first, which is awesome for us. We will probably just play Acquire here. We could also play Visiting Quarryman to set up for a 2 clay grab next round, excuse me. Well, if we don't get Ak here, it's a moot point. I could also consider just taking 3 wood over playing an Ak here to preserve some food. Taking 3 wood sets up for fences somewhat. Joe plays Patroness. What? Nope. Yeah, you get a resource when you play Patroness. Oh, I forgot. I hadn't rearranged the farms. That's why I didn't see. So Joe took a stone. Joe probably has either Birthwell or Animal Pen. I think we just want to get a knockout here, but taking 3 wood to set up for early fences could be interesting. Do we want to play Visiting Quarryman or Acquire? So if we get wheel the 2 clay, we could go 2 clay fireplace this round, so I think we're just going to play Visiting Quarryman. Joe takes 2 clay. Not really surprised. V will take 2 wood. We will probably day labor. Yeah. We don't have a start player action. And I don't really have an interest in plowing right now. One consideration was playing Acquire here because it makes wheeling day labor much better. Because, for example, I could acquire a cow next round, then because I had taken day labor, I would still have food to play an Ock, and I could go Visiting Quarryman to clay fireplace. But I'm not even guaranteed to get fireplace next round since Joe took the 2 clay, so not sure if that matters. Wow, Field Watchman, not a start players. Just for Reedstone food. That's crazy. So I'm fine with 3 wood Ock, or 3 wood Ock or Ock here. 2 read is the one action that I don't want, so hopefully Joe or V takes. Oh, I'm definitely getting one of these. Never mind. I'd prefer an Ock, but 3 wood is acceptable. Sheep not flipping yet is a bit annoying. Hopefully Sheep flips in round 3 so that we can set up for, well, more sheep for Cat Lover, but I mean, we can only wait and see. We can also just try to set up cows with Acquire while V plays Elder's Daughter, so V will buy the Cooking Hearth here, unfortunately. V buying the Cooking Hearth isn't the end of the world as long as we get the 2 clay fireplace. If we don't get the 2 clay fireplace and V buys the 4 clay Cooking Hearth, we're going to be put in a very tough position. Because if we can get the 2 clay fireplace, we can just go 2 clay fireplace and then major minor again to upgrade it to a Cooking Hearth. And if we don't get the 2 clay fireplace, we can just get to 4 clay and then buy the Cooking Hearth. But if we don't have any of those options, we basically have to go to 5 clay. Yeah, this is really awkward for us. V plays Raft. Interesting. So I either can take 2 wood here or take 2 food fishing. 2 food fishing makes it more flexible for me to make sure I get feeding going and can continue buying cows for Acquire. Although I guess if I don't get Cooking Hearth, I can't buy another cow anyways. Taking fishing also means I might get 4 wood next round. But I probably want a first action Visiting Quarryman for clay anyways, so I'll just take 2 wood. Well, I mean, I had to play Acquire Lumen. The only other action for me was to read. So even if I am not going to be able to use it a ton, Aqu was the best action for me there. So playing Acquire was definitely the move. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be great. It'll be a little bit awkward, but there's not a lot I can do about it. We'll take 4 clay. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes... Oh. Hopefully it goes away. Very strange. I don't think ignoring Acquire and Cat Lover is a necessarily good Lumen. Cat Lover's a very strong card, especially with Acquire. We don't even know when Family Grow is flipping, so pushing for like first room by just taking 2 read, I don't think is necessarily great. And we have Swan Lake, so if we give up on Cat Lover and Acquire, we're basically giving up on Swan Lake. So, and I don't want to do that. So I still think playing Acquire was correct, but you may be right. I think that one of the weaknesses of my game is sometimes I go a bit too hard for cool combos instead of just playing for Family Grow, but I think in this position, staying on course is probably correct. Hi, Midi Blossom. Midi Lol Busim. So the only really decent Ock to play here would be Treasure Hunter, so I'd rather not have to play an Ock. Obviously, we're hoping for Major Minor, but if I could get, like... Well, I don't think I'm getting 3-wood, 3-wood. Joe, I wouldn't be surprised to play an Ock here, since Joe has Patroness. Okay, Politician, so Joe's gonna build the well here, or try to build the well with one of these 2 actions. So Joe either has Birthwell or Animal Trap. Yeah, it's an interesting game, Medieval Blossom. We'll have to see how it plays out. We didn't end up getting a great seat because we couldn't really fight our way in for first Fireplace, but yeah, we should be fine. Hopefully V doesn't build the Cooking Hearth here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. The Cooking Hearth goes down a lot in value for them since Joe built the Fireplace. Okay. Looks like they built it anyways. Well, I mean, we definitely have to... We could take 3 wood or 3 food here. I guess we do need this 3 food. So we should take it, but yeah, just a very awkward situation for us. Yeah, I mean, it could be to guarantee his cooking hearth, but this, I mean, we don't know that for sure. And like I said, I just feel like the cost of diverting from the plan is too high here. Stone Baron comes out for Field Watchman, so looks like Field Watchman and Joe are both going for the well. One of them probably has, what's it called? Animal Trap, one of them probably has Birth Well. Joe will probably buy the well here first action, but I'm interested to see whether he has the Birth Well or the Animal Trap. Obviously, we're hoping to see Family Grow around 7 here. Also, somebody has Lady in Waiting. Most likely Field Watchman, but Politician was in our opening pack, so yeah, it's almost certainly Field Watchman that has Lady in Waiting. We will take 4 wood here to set up for fencing. Hopefully we wheel 4 clay here. 4 clay, we can Visiting Quarryman, and that gives us enough clay for granary and cooking hearth, 5 clay cooking hearth. Interesting. So Joe took Reedstone food over building the well. That's very strange to me. Yeah, I'm interested to see whether Field Watchman has Animal Trap or Birth Well. Because if it's Birth Well, then Joe didn't see the Birth Well, so he doesn't know that the well's getting returned. So he basically just gave up on his Animal Trap. I guess Joe was risking starvation if he built the well instead of Reedstone food. Well, not starvation, but risked very awkward actions. We take 4 clay here. I'll probably just build 9 fences here. I could wait until I play Treasure Hunter, but yeah, I mean, getting the fences out now is nice. None of these other actions are particularly good for me. I could start player Granary as well, but that doesn't really do anything. So yeah, we will fence 9 and just hope for, what's it called? Family Grow in round. Well, actually, we want to get to 7 animals. So let me think. So in order to get to 7 animals, we can hold 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then yeah, fencing 9 is fine. Oh. But yeah, obviously we very, very much don't want to see Family Grow come out here. V is set up to build first room, so they obviously do want to see Family Growth come out here. Stone coming out is a-okay by me. We will first action build the cooking hearth here. It's incredibly important that we get it. Joe plays Pickler, so just set up to build for second room because Joe can get 4 wood and a reed here. Nice action for Joe. 4 wood cards are awesome with cards like Patroness. But yeah, if 3 wood comes back MIDI, we will take it. We could also take 3 reed. The difference doesn't really matter to us because you can use either to build rooms with Cat Lover. Obviously 3 wood's more likely to wheel than 3 reed, but you never know. Oh wow, Joe took Stone with Patroness, not reed. That's crazy. Whatever, I'll just stick with the cooking hearth because I announced it. But I could have considered taking one of these because I think major minor will almost certainly wheel. But I'll just stick with what I announced to keep play moving. It probably won't be that big of a deal. If we don't wheel one of those actions, we can start player into 4 wood because we do want to get granary out before the next harvest. So we do get a breeding pair of cows before the next harvest. So we have 4 food. We eat a cow to pay for 2 cows, and then those cows breed. So if we can get 3 sheep, we'll have 7 animals going into round 8. But, yeah, I mean, that'll be difficult. I guess we can also, if we pick up extra food somewhere, we could, like, take 3 or 4 food fishing and then just acquire another cow in round 8. And that would be a 7th animal. But, yeah. I have no idea what Joe's doing with this stone. I'm very interested. Maybe he has something like stone, Mason's Apprentice, or Lighthouse. I don't know. We didn't see... Oh, he has Politician. I'm stupid. Okay, so Joe taking stone versus Reed doesn't matter. I completely forgot that this card has text. V plays Acrobat. Very interesting. That makes me very confused why V built the cooking hearth so aggressively. It's also not very good with Raft, so V's play is very weird to me. So do I want 3 reed or 3 wood here? Probably 3 reed. It makes it harder for other people to build more rooms in the future, which is good for me. But the problem with leaving 3 wood is it means somebody might be able to get a 6 wood. But Field Watchman will probably just take 3 wood here, so yeah, not a problem. Hopefully we get 4 wood next round, but we'll have to see. This is awesome. Family Grow flipping around 7. Oh no, I need a food action. I did my math wrong. So I need 4 food in order to get a breeding pair of cow, because I have to pay 4 food for my harvest as well. If the sheep float this round, which I would be somewhat surprised if they did, but I mean, it's possible because V wants to traveling players and Joe probably wants to build a room. Joe might take 2 sheep next action, but Joe has House Goat, so I don't know. Joe also might like buy BMW. V will take star player here. We'll take 4 wood. Actually, we don't even have to take star player for the sheep. I imagine V's gonna traveling player second action. Oh, maybe V just played the Acrobat to get Canoe out. But yeah, I don't get this cooking hearth buy from V at all. It really doesn't make sense to me. And it was quite annoying for me. But, I mean, whatever. Can't always predict what people are going to do, and sometimes people do moves that don't make sense, or sometimes even do moves that aren't particularly good, and that's just Agricola. You got to plan for that and play around it. Yeah, so hopefully Joe doesn't take the sheep here, because obviously 3 sheep is what we want. 3 food really isn't enough, but okay, Joe's buying BMW. That's fine by us. Makes sense because there's a lot of read in this game. I have to imagine V will traveling players here, or fish. There's no way V fishes, or takes sheep, I mean. I think we just take 3 wood. We could take 3 food. Taking 3 food means we can, what's it called? Taking 3 food guarantees us to be able to breed 2 cows, because we need another food action right now. But the ideal is going to be getting 4 food, traveling players, and 3 sheep, but I don't think that's super likely. So, like, if we don't take food here, we'll probably end up having to day labor. Are we prepared to pass on 6 wood? Because I think I have to take 3 sheep over 6 wood. So if Field Watchman doesn't take the wood here, we're giving Field Watchman 6 wood. But yeah, I think I just want the wood. This also sets me up to build a room. Head of the family does not work with your own people, if that's what you're asking. Medieval Blossom. Wow, Field Watchman takes food. Interesting. So we're gonna have to day labor here, but whatever. Easy 3 sheep. We do have baby sling though, Medieval Bosom, so we can use baby sling, so we can take the same family growth space multiple times in a row. If Field Watchman doesn't build a room here, I'm probably just building a room. Okay. So I have the option here of I can just play head of the family here and then next round build and grow. But I think we just want to commit to the cat lover play. Yeah, I think we just want to day labor here. V takes 3 stone. Strange. V's farm isn't updating. So, well, day laboring only gives us a sheep here. Is that worth it? So day laboring nets us... Oh no, day laboring is 2 sheep. So yeah, it's worth it. Because it allows us, our sheep to breed. So we'll end with 3 sheep, 2 cows, or 3 cows. Next round we can acquire. We should eat a cow to acquire a cow, because both of them don't net us any animals, and eating a cow leaves us food to play an Ak. Also, waiting on family grow lets our acquirer be better, so yeah, I like committing to the cat lover line. We do have to think about Treasure Hunter. If we play Treasure Hunter for 5 resources, it would have to come out before we build rooms, unless we build rooms in a very weird fashion, which we probably don't want to do with Planar Box. V's going to get 6 wood here, which is a bit annoying, but that's fine. With Cat Lover, so we're 1 food short of being able to acquire next round and play Cat Lover. So Cat Lover at 7 resources, we pay 3 resources for rooms. So for 3 rooms, we need 9 resources. We can do it with just what's it called? I'm losing my mind. Actually, do we need this 4 wood? So we had 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we wait until round 10 to build... No, I'll just take the wood. So I'll take wood. Second action, I'll play Cat Lover. I could maybe build a stable as well. I don't know, this is complicated. We also want to get Gardener's Wife up. Lots of things to think about. Head of the Family might not get played here. With Baby Sling, it's possible we won't need it. But we're definitely playing Cat Lover here. Then next round we will... well, this is strange. So we want a 7th animal to be able to build 3 rooms, ideally. So maybe we'll have to wait to build rooms in round 10. So we can go... What's it called? We can play Cat Lover here. Next round we can start player Baby Sling and play Gardener's Wife. And then we can go build rooms in 10, family grow, if nobody else is set up to build rooms. But V is set up to build another room, unfortunately. We definitely play Cat Lover here. Nope. Yeah, so we have 14 resources, so we can build 3 rooms pretty easily. We could build 3 rooms if we wanted without a 7th animal. We could just spend 12 resources. Is that better? Maybe. Yeah, V being set up to build a room here is really awkward, because V doesn't have anything to do with this read except to build a room. V doesn't really have wood, so if V builds another room, V's really going to struggle for wood. But yeah, if they don't build a room, their read is completely useless, so I wouldn't be surprised if they built another room. Field Watchman probably is just going to go to stone, but if Field Watchman could take 4 clay and build a room, so very interesting situation for us. But yeah, I think we want to go Gardener's Wife and just start player Baby Slink here. I don't... Yeah, I mean, V may try to jump us, but not a ton we can do. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Yeah, V builds a room. Okay, well, this means we can... So if we play Gardener's Wife here... here we can play Head of the Family and build rooms. The next round we can go... So we'll lose out on 1 veggie on Gardener's Wife, I think. But, so, our actions this round have to be Head of the Family and start player Baby Swing. I don't know. We should definitely play Head of the Family, though, I think. It's also possible V will let us grow. Maybe we should play Gardener's Wife here. I'm gonna go for it. So the upside here is even if V just doesn't let us jump for some reason with our baby sling, that means Acquire is gonna save us some food anyways, so it's not the end of the world. Obviously, we'd like to grow twice next round, but I think getting the extra veggie is worth it. Oh yeah, of course, Field Watchman. So Field Watchman has Birth Well, so Joe, with his probable animal trap, now can buy the well. I have to imagine Joe has animal trap. We haven't seen any of the miners from our first pack played by him yet. I don't remember if Canoe was in our opening pack either. It might have been. Granary is obviously becoming pretty bad here. It probably will just not get played, unfortunately. But, I mean, that's just the way it goes. We should still be able to just, like, take one grain and sow it with Planter Box, and that even leaves us room to return one grain with Veggie Lover. So if you place the well, we will start player Baby Slink here, and then first action build rooms next round. And then just hope V lets us grow. So we eat a cow to feed. We eat a sheep as well. And then we breed our sheep back, and we acquire a cow and breed a cow. Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with how V has played this game. They haven't used the cooking hearth a single time. So, like, it counts towards eldest daughter, but spending those early actions just for cooking hearth when they could have, like, gone for pottery or something was probably more useful. Why? Yeah, so here we build 3 rooms. I think this is the best way to build it with Planter Box. Yeah. We will spend probably just stone, wood. We could also build a stable here. Is that worth it? Probably not. Let me think. So it's 9 wood for the rooms. We probably want to spend 1 reed for 1 wood. Yeah, let's build 1 stable to give us a little bit more room. Field Watchman's game is looking okay. This Green Grocer is a bit weird, but who knows? Yeah, the fact that they don't have Veggie Lover and they have this Green Grocer seems a bit odd to me. But, I mean, Green Grocer isn't horrendous. Joe might renovate here, renovate pottery. I wouldn't be surprised. Joe also might want to save his clay for rooms, so I don't know. He also might just take 3 wood. There's a lot of pressure on wood. And plow. There's pressure on plow too. Okay, looks like V is just gonna block us for the sake of blocking us. Whatever. We will take 3 wood, I guess. Yeah, we could also play Treasure Hunter 1, 2, 3 for 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Is that better than 3 wood? There's a lot of pressure on wood, probably not. Oh, sorry. Oh. Come on, we're trying to move fast here. I could have taken 3 stone to go for a stone house, but we should be able to play Treasure Hunter for some stone. Yeah, Treasure Hunter can't give us 3 stone. So then we just need like a 2 stone or 2 reedstone foods or something. I don't think granary's happening. We could play it for one point here and 1 grain, but I think the clay is more valuable with Stone Baron. It's going to be very difficult to get a 5 clay action. We could spend wood for it, but again, wood is super tight, so that doesn't seem super strong. Interesting, Joe plays Business Tutor, so that signals to me that he might just play Pottery instead of, what's it called? Building room. Also the fact that he's not renovating here. Oh, well, we took builder room, so Joe can't, but yeah. Head of the family, probably not getting played at this point. That's fine. Next round, we will probably family grow first action, depending, just to make sure Joe can't, like, if Joe doesn't build pottery here, we'll probably family grow first action so that we can baby sling and grow again, even if Joe builds a room. Veggie Lover is strong with Pickler in the game, but yeah, just a lot of things we want to do. So we need, in order to fence these 3 spaces, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wood. So 2 wood, 3 wood covers fencing and borrowed plow. So we should be pretty good on wood. We can take more wood just to cut wood out of the game if we want, but yeah, this seems fine. Joe is definitely getting, what's it called, village or Elder's Daughter, so I'm not going to worry about that. But yeah, I think V's play is just very strange. This corn storehouse also doesn't make a lot of sense. Did they pay? I don't know if they paid wood for this. They had extra reed, so if they played clay and reed, maybe it's okay. But still, this means they need to take 2 more reed for their renovations. So, yeah, I don't know. Field Watchman wants to get to stone, I imagine, but they're probably not in a hurry. So, like I said, 3 wood covers our harvest. We can plow here. I think plowing is most urgent. That's what there's the most pressure on. We could also play Treasure Hunter, but yeah, I think we just want to get plows out of the way. Then we grow with Swan Lake and Planter Box. Yeah, I didn't need to worry about clay here because we are fine with 2 clay. The only reason to take clay would be to make sure we can Reno next round since there's lots of pressure on Reno. But yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Very interesting. V not getting this 4 clay is going to make V's life very hard. I did acquire. So we're our 3rd position. Somebody took our corner, but whatever. Field Watchman took Reach on food, so Field Watchman setting up for a Reno. So Field Watchman will renovate this round, I imagine, but V wants 2 Renos, Joe wants a Reno, and I want 2 Renos, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Renos left. So somebody's not going to get a Reno. I will take 4 clay next action, first action next round if I can, because it makes it so that our Reno is protected from V. Here we play Planter Box. Baby Sling is once per round, right? There is a little bit of a fight for Elder's Daughter. Oh no, Joe has 4. Never mind. There's no fight. Nobody can catch Joe. Yeah, so we need 3 wood and defense action. We want 1 more plow over the course of the game. We want to play Treasure Hunter before we fence or plow to give us stone for Reno. Although if V gets the clay to Reno, then that's not going to be a problem for us. Well, Mariska, I was assuming that Field Watchman was Renoing this round, but now that's not happening, so now there's even more pressure on Reno, actually. So if Field Watchman Renoed this round, there would be 5 Renos left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 Renos. 1 in 12, 1 in 13, and 2 in 14. But Field Watchman didn't Reno this round, so there's actually even more pressure on Reno. So now it's looking like we probably won't be able to get to stone. I will take 4 clay for first action next round, though, because it means V is going to have a very hard time renovating. I might also even take 2 clay just to make sure V can't renovate, to make sure there's no 4 clay in round 13. Because, yeah, then there is 1, 2, 3, 4 renovations, and that guarantees us to get to stone, and getting to stone is 7 points for us, so it's incredibly important. Yeah, I think getting stone is way more important than any other action, or getting to stone is way more important than any other single action, so... Yeah, it looks like V is plow sowing, so we will snap off this 4 clay. I'll also just renovate here if... Actually, I'll just renovate this round, because then it makes it very difficult for us to get blocked on Reno. Then I don't need to take this 2 clay for no reason. The 2 clay gives us granary, so it's not irrelevant, but We can play Honeymoon on a family grow and Borrowed Plow. So, yeah, we don't particularly need the extra miner, but it could be okay. If 2 boar come back, I'll take that because we do need a lot of food. So I can play Borrowed Plow on my family grow here, and then Sobake. And with Planter Box, that gives us 6 veggies. That might be worth it. It'll make it... We probably want to eat some of those veggies, so it'll make it a little bit hard to pickler, and we'd also rather take a grain and sow it here. So I might... Well, 2 boar didn't come back. So V finally... Oh, I guess V ate some sheep earlier, so V hasn't used the cooking hearth for nothing. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was very confused why V didn't sow that vegetable, but it looks like they did. Ren was still not threatened, so we'll take Reedstone food, I think. No. We'll play Treasure Hunter. This lets us play Plow on our family grow if we want. So, stone, 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 stone. Yeah, so I think if I Borrowed Plow, I'm going to plow here and here to leave this plow space empty for a grain to be sown in. Although we don't really need to sow a grain if we've already sown 3 veggies, so maybe that's not worth it. Field Watchman takes stone, so we should renovate here. We'll renovate with Honeymoon, I think, save Borrowed Plow for the family grow to make it more of a surprise. Joe will fence 15 here. Oh, Joe plays farmer. Interesting. I wonder if Joe has Hedgekeeper. No, that doesn't make any sense. Joe can't have Hedgekeeper for one, but also... I guess it's just a clay for pottery and a boar, which seems fine. We do need a fence next round in order to get this stone for our renovation. We could also just take 2 stone, or 3 stone next round, and that's going to make it... Oh no, Joe can take 3 reed, but we'll figure that out. So here we go to clay. I could also just take the 2 clay for granary, because we are running out of minor actions, but our feeding is really sketchy right now. I guess we can just eat veggies, but obviously that's bad with Pickler in the game. We won't have 6 veggies. We'll have 9 veggies if we sow 3. Yeah, I think Veggie Lover's not getting played. Between Pickler and the fact that we don't have an easy way for grain, it doesn't really make sense to play it. Oh, Joe's gonna fence twice to get a cow. Interesting. Also looks like Field Watchman's going for joinery, which is strange. Or like half-timbered house. Half-timbered house makes sense. V takes fishing. Sure. We'll family grow plow here. Passing this plow to Field Watchman sucks, but way too important to do it. We could just take this stone anyways. That way we don't have to plow next round to get the stone. I think we will do that. Yeah, we should do that, I think. The stone's just so important. I think I'd take 2 clay last action here, just to guarantee our renos. Because taking the 3 stone next round makes it so Joe, it doesn't stop Joe because Joe has politician, and it doesn't even stop 2 renos, whereas taking the clay stops 2 renovations. So it makes it basically impossible for V to block us, and then there's still 3 renovations left in the game between me, Joe, and Field Watchman. Yeah, I could take a cow for... Oh, I didn't pay 3 food. Yeah, I'm gonna take this clay. Still no acquiring. So what are we doing? I think I have to take 8 food next round if I can. Although Ploughsow is also worthwhile. If Ploughsow comes to me. Oh, well, Field Watchman is start playing. Makes sense. Shipping this borrowed plow around is a bit annoying, but whatever. So we get a wood that way. Oh, I could have just taken 2 wood. I forgot. I didn't need 3 wood because of this borrowed plow. I don't see how Field Watchman's going to be able to fence, but who knows. Field Watchman Ploughsows, no surprise. Joe will probably take 2 cows here, I imagine. Maybe plow. Maybe start player, actually, to guarantee his reno. With Field Watchman start playing, I'm pretty glad I took the 2 clay, because I think it's pretty likely we would have gotten blocked on reno if we didn't take that 2 clay. Our improvement points aren't great, but I think our farm will make up for it. So our main competition is Joe. Joe has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Joe has 1,000,000 bonus points. Yeah, passing this borrowed plow to Joe is extremely annoying. We do need a reedstone food. So this round we want a plow and a sow, ideally. Like, we want to go plow, grain, sow. We definitely need a reedstone food. We want 3 wood. Well, we need fences, so we need 3 wood and fencing. Actually, yeah, getting blocked on fences would be a disaster for us. I think we need the food too bad, so we will take the 2 cows here. But yeah, very, very strange. Our main priority is setting up for reno, so yeah, taking reedstone food and then fencing, or 3 wood and fencing and taking reedstone food would be super important to us. We could also just take Reedstone Food 3 stone. And then we could Reno Fence next round. Like, so if we go 3 stone, Reedstone Food, Grain, start player with Granary, then we can Reno Fence next round, and we could also maybe get Plowsow or Sowbake as well. We definitely need a Sowbake this game, or some kind of sow action. Joe might start player, borrowed plow here, might fence. Joe takes 3 stone. Interesting that Joe took 3 stone over 4 reed, but now we definitely need to take 3 wood and fence, which is awkward because we might not get the fence action. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he like takes 3 wood and fences here. Joe might be setting up for Reno Fence, so Joe might not fence here, but yeah, we're definitely looking like we're in such a tight spot because we also only have 3 actions next round, so we really only need a sow and a Reno next round. Obviously taking a grain and getting a plow in would be nice, but yeah, we're not gonna stress. Yeah, B takes wood. We already got this wood. We will take 2 wood here for our fence, but yeah, this is looking extremely tight. I would not be surprised at all if V fences 8 or Joe fences. We can give up on Reno here if it gets too tight. We can just like start player Granary into fence next action, because the fence, I guess we don't even necessarily need to fence. We can just build stable, stable, stable. That is similar points to fencing because this stone occupies. Field Watchman takes a grain. Us not getting that grain means we really want to be able to renovate, because taking a grain was pretty important for us. So we go Reedstone Food. Well, we fence if it comes back. If it doesn't, we go Reedstone Food, start player Granary. And then next round, we first action fence, and then hopefully wheel, well, we should wheel a Reno, unless Joe, like, tactically decides to not Reno this round. Yeah, this is going to be super tight. Honeymoon is great for upping our point cap, but it's extremely awkward for trying to get all these last minute things in. Oh, Field Watchman has Slapdash. I completely forgot about that. So there is a lot less pressure on Reno than I thought. Well, if Field Watchman Renos this round, there still is all that pressure on Reno because, well, no. I guess there will be that pressure on Reno if V takes 4 clay first action next round. So we're gonna like have to start player into fencing. Yeah. So I could also build stables here instead of fencing. Fencing is way more points. Fencing is 3 spaces plus 2 pastures. So fencing is 2 more points than stables, but we might just have to do it. We definitely take Reedstone Food here. Yeah, I think we have to build stables here. If Field Watchman renovates here, we can start player into Plowsow, and still wheel renovate, which is nice. But yeah, I can also consider acquiring a grain because that's a lot of points. It cost me 5 food, so I'll have to do the math. But we should be able to eat a lot of veggies. Field Watchman is going to have 6 veggies, but we'll definitely have 6 veggies. Yeah, I think we just build 3 stables here. Oh. Hopefully Field Watchman renovates here, because I'm not going to risk getting blocked, so I'll renovate Granary if I have to. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I don't think I can risk Field Watchman not slapping. It is just too much of a disaster. Yeah, I just don't think I can risk it. We're also going to be risking this Sobake, though. Like, Joe might Sobake just to block us. Well, no, Joe can plow sow. V will plow and use Field Agent to sow. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll go to stone. I just don't think we can risk getting blocked. This Hedgekeeper's so awkward, though. I should acquire a grain, I think. No. Wait, how are we feeding? So we can eat like 3 veggies? No. No, we can't. I don't want to risk not getting Pickler. So Joe has borrowed plow, but yeah, I mean, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. So one of our actions should be plow, Sobake. One of our actions should be take boar. Joe first actioning sheep? That doesn't make any sense. That makes literally no sense. I'm very confused by that. So now Field Watchman has to reno. Joe has to reno. V doesn't have to reno, so we might not wheel Sobake. Yeah, I'm not going to risk not wheeling Sobake. Oh, we don't have to hold our sheep like this. Yeah, so ideally my actions will be 2 boar and then grain or plow. Obviously, I could have gotten an extra veggie if I plowed before sow baking, but it's just too risky. Because if I plow, V doesn't have a way to sow except in sow bake. And V doesn't particularly need a sow, but V has played extremely weird this entire game. So I don't really want to risk it. Yeah, so Field Watchman did end up slapping, but I think it's partially because V is not really a threat. I mean, maybe Field Watchman slaps. I think Field Watchman does probably slap if I don't, even if I don't renovate last round, but yeah, it's so risky. Oh, very nice from Joe. I forgot that Joe had business tutor, so Joe gets to play 2 ox here. Very cool combo. Yeah, so Joe's winning this game, I think. We just got a little bit too blocked by the way V played and the Reno cluster at the end. Maybe I should have played a little bit more greedy just to how do I put this? Just to get those extra points in, because the extra points were pretty important, but yeah, it's hard to say. Weird. V is taking stone or wood, maybe for joinery, I guess. Field Watchman can fence, so we can hold the boar. Yeah, so we eat a cow, a sheep, and 2 veggie, I think, assuming Field Watchman eats a veggie. Field Watchman has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, Field Watchman took a grain. Man, Field Watchman going for Pickler. I hate Pickler so much. Like, people push so hard for it. So we're going to have to eat a boar to keep our, all of our veggies, most likely. We didn't wheel plow either. Yeah. I guess taking a veggie in that case is 1 point because it allows us to eat a veggie rather than a boar, and it means Field Watchman can't. Yeah. Oh, of course, V plays joinery. I forgot V wasn't going to stone. I'm out of actions. I should have placed my people on the board. Yeah, so we're going to have 2 points and 3 points. So we're going to be our score plus 5, which is 52. But Joe, I think, has a speed. Maybe not. I guess Joe has a smaller house, and I mean, yeah, that's really all. I guess we have stables and more animals. We'll have to see in the final scores. Joe gets 1 point for animals breeding. What does Field Watchman score? Field Watchman. Oh, we're crushing Field Watchman. So Field Watchman gets a big fence here, though. Field Watchman gets to fence 6 because of this wood and 3 wood for Hedgemaster on a fence. V should play Borrowed Plow here for sure. Yeah. Yeah, V has rake, so borrowed plow is 1,000,000 points. Field Watchman should feed first, because feeding goes in turn order. So we should be able to wait to see if they eat a veggie for Pickler to decide. Because if they're close to us... No, I don't see how they're close to us. We have more points for improvements, and we have a better farm. So we should be fine tying them on Pickler. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have 9. So yeah, we should just be able to eat a veggie. We never took this food, but that's fine. We have it. So we eat a cow, we eat a sheep, and we eat a veggie. I'm going to make sure I'm going to look at Field Watchman's score, but... oh, I could eat 2 cows. I'm stupid. Then I suppose we will do that. So we don't need to eat a veggie at all. Then taking a veggie wasn't... Well, it could be a point because it blocks Field Watchman from taking it and denying us the points, but... So we eat 2 cows veggies. Or 2 cows and a sheep. So we definitely beat Joe, and I have to believe we're going to beat Field Watchman. 48 plus 5, 53. Yeah, there's no way Field Watchman beat that. Yeah, wow, Field Watchman only had 37. Interesting. V's score was 31. So 40, 49, 31, 53, 37. So we ended up getting there. I think pushing for the Reno was the right call, and like I think building the stables was pretty important because we would not have gotten the Reno if we didn't do that. Since feed first action Forclade. 49. Or this is 31, not 41. Yeah, so I think this draft just went very well for us. Acquire Cat Lover is a strong combo. Getting like a 4th pick visiting Quarryman was great. Gardener's Wife and a Pickler game was great. Our miners were all excellent. Baby Sling was awesome for our setup. Swan Lake was good. Taking Head of the Family ended up being pretty questionable. So maybe that was the wrong call. I forget what we took it over. We took it over Lady in Waiting. Lady in Waiting also wouldn't have been very good for us. So I think that was a fine pick. I don't even remember what else was in that pack. Well, Treasure Hunter, but we wheeled the Treasure Hunter, so that didn't matter. Yeah. I feel like our draft was fine. I feel vindicated for playing for the Acquire. I still think that was the right move. I think giving up on Acquire and just taking 2 read was not strong just because all of our cards work so well with this. Taking the 2 read in round 2 essentially was giving up on Swan Lake and like Cat... Yeah, so in addition to giving up on Acquire, Cat Lover, which is just a strong combo, it also gave up on like Swan Lake, which is rough, and it makes Planter Box possibly a little bit worse. Not necessarily, but some of the time it does. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a bit results oriented because Family Grow flipped in round 7. Taking the 2 read would have been much better if Family Grow flipped in round 5. Our game was very, very not set up for Family Grow round 5. I still think our game might have been good enough with Family Grow round 5 because we would have been able to grow a little bit earlier. We got jumped in one of the rounds. We got jumped in like round 10. So we would have been able to grow like maybe 1 or 2 rounds earlier, but it definitely would have hurt our game. But considering we won by well, let's see. Who got the first room? V got the first room. So even in Family Grow round 5, Joe doesn't grow first. Joe grew second, I think, and Joe still would have grown second if Family Grow flips round 5. So I definitely think it's possible Joe might have beat us if Family Grow flipped round 5, especially with like his setup. Being able to Family Grow earlier would have accelerated out his business tutor and handmade. But yeah, it would have been much closer. But I think staying on track with Acquire Cat Lover was the right call. Especially since this is exactly why Family Grow 5 is not the case in a majority of the games. 2 out of 3 games, Family Grow doesn't flip in round 5. Like, this line might be a little bit worse than taking 2 read in Family Grow round 5, but I think it's probably better in Family Grow round 6, and it's definitely better in Family Grow round 7. So, yeah, Lumen's insight was interesting. Like I said, I think one of my big faults in Agricola, one thing that is one of my biggest weaknesses, is sometimes I push too hard for combos when it's not necessarily correct, but I don't think this game was one of those times. I think going for Acquire Cat Lover was the correct move here. But anyways, thank you all for watching. It was a very interesting game, and I will see you guys next time.